So it's basically about what's her name? Rich. Angel Rich. Sorry, thank you. So her name is Angel Rich. So she made a book. It's about the history of the black dollar. And she made an app. I actually downloaded the app and I played it a little bit, but it helps build your credit. And her book is about
what's the link about?
D, jump in at any moment.
Yeah, alright. So it's Angel Rich, right?
Y'all staring at me so
So the link was about.
I was just letting it go. You know what I'm saying?
So the link
I got it. It was a Breakfast Club interview with a young lady named Angel Rich. She's from DC. You know, she's doing big things. She was on there talking about amongst things, her new app that helps teach people financial literacy, what credit is, how to use it, you know, how to get out of debt. And then she had a book. Kira has the book right now. Can you show the camera? Can you show the camera? The book. Yeah, History of the Black Dollar. It's a fascinating read. I didn't really get a chance to read because I just ordered it and I just got it. But it's basically about collective community wealth building. You know, that's kind of her message. You know, I don't know if y'all have any thoughts about that. People coming together.
the black community.
Yeah.
Like the Mexicans do.
Yes, and
like just about every other culture does.
The Asian,
Yeah, just supporting our communities. Yeah.
But
community.
We first have to start with learning about credit and how to make money and things like that. Like when I was growing up, well, we was growing up in the same house, but like we didn't learn about credit. We didn't learn about how you should buy a house. Like we didn't learn about any of that stuff until now, and well, over the last couple years. And so if you start off like teaching Naya, teaching MJ, start off then, and they'll know more. They'll be able to have good credit. They can buy whatever they want. They can have businesses and everything. Like, and even when we was growing up, we didn't think about having businesses. We thought about going to school and then getting out and working. So,
yeah, you know what's funny? I did talk about credit with Naya about 2 weeks ago because she was saying something about a credit card, and then I started explaining to her about, you know, if I don't want you to get a credit card because I want to build up her credit. You know, and I tell her all the time, like, I don't want you to get older and move out. I want you to get older and save up money so you can have a down payment for a house. Once you get $10,000, then it's like, okay, start looking for a house. You know, because I want you to build up your credit and, you know, not get credit cards. You know, I want her to do things that I didn't have the chance to do.
Just want to interject it. So, like, purchasing a home, it's not just about credit. It's about equity and a return on your investment. You know, it's these things that, like, you're spending money, but all the money you spend, if you spend it on a home or property, you get back. Kind of, you can write off. You can, and then if you have equity in your property, you can take that equity out. You can purchase more property, and you know you can live a better life than just struggling every day.
You need to see like you doing something, paying stuff off. So you have to have like a
card note or a small credit card note, like not one of those, you know, $1,500 credit.
You need to have a running history of whatever.
Because, you know, one thing, I mean, they definitely don't teach us a lot of that in school. It's for a reason.
Or at home.
Because, I mean, this one is, all right, my mom, she told me a lot of things. But the thing that stood out the most was, don't bring no bitches home and get them pregnant. And don't fuck up your credit. So.
She didn't tell me none of that.
I kind of remember that, like, kind of early. But, you know, they don't really teach us, you know, about because I know I didn't go to college, but I know a lot of people go to college and they kind of get in debt with that. Then they get credit cards and just keep building on. And before you know it, they got like $30,000, worth of, just being in debt before they even buy a house, so they can't get a house. So, I mean, these companies and banks and shit, they want to keep you on. And the more people that owe them, the more wealthier or the wealthier they get. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, financial literacy, we got to teach each other. You know what I'm saying? If you know something,
I still need to learn now.
I mean,
but even when it comes to college, I think a lot of people don't know how many scholarships are out here that we can get, because it sometimes they're hiding. Not hiding the scholarships in a sense, but you get graduate.
So they hide them in a book. This shit's
there.
there.
So it's like you have to try to find it. That way you can get it.
Yeah, I mean think about it. You telling people to find free money. If you don't want to do that, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Or on those individuals. Like a lot of people, if it's not handed to them, they're not gonna look for it. You know what I'm saying? Or they're not gonna get it. So I mean, you got to have that due diligence to want it. Like if you really want them grants, you're gonna find them. And if you have good counselors, which I know we had a good counselor. Most of the counselors usually are pretty good. You know what I'm saying? They put you on the right track. But you have to want it more than they want it for you. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully our kids are going to know that. But get your shit right or whatever. YouTube, a lot of information. YouTube.
So I think it's important so Angel Rich, shout out to her first of all. She is a phenomenal, amazing, young, our age black woman that is like trailblazing and like really doing a damn thing. But when I first seen the video, I was really inspired by her. She is from DC. She went to Hampton University, and the first thing she started off saying was that she had $130,000 worth of debt, $180,000 worth of debt when she came out of school. So, like that really hit home because I got about $100,000 worth of debt from between undergrad and grad school combined together. So I understand what that is saying. But like you said,
so would yours fall off after 7 years?
No, it don't just fall off.
So
hers was specific.
So it depends on what kind of loan that it is. But yes, after 7 years, some of them will fall off. But I was never taught how to invest or how to save or what equity was or what interest was or what those compound interest and simple interest. Like I was never taught those things, and then I had to get older and just really self-educate to figure out what good credit is, what negative credit is, and how to build it and how to decrease it and how to negotiate and how to get things off of your credit and stuff like that, which I'm just now coming into because our parents wasn't taught those things. Right. So I think when you say, okay, as a collective race and how we need to like come together and buy black and invest black and create our own thing, it's important to say that first of all, we are the race that don't do that because this was a systematic thing that was oppressed on us, that this is the way that it's supposed to be. Exactly. So before we go into, well, Mexicans do this and white people do this and Asians do this and then the Jews do this, I think we first need to realize that African Americans don't do this because this has been a generational thing that has been purposely passed down all the way to like now, and if you don't understand, then it happens to your children. Yeah. So as far as like buying a house and going to college and things like that, I think it's also important for our youth to know that college is not the only answer. First of all, things like what we're saying, isn't taught in our schools because that's a systematic oppression that is being forced upon us. We were always taught, go to school, go to college, get a job. We were never taught, you don't have to go to college. You can actually not be in debt. You can actually do something that you really love doing. You don't have to wake up and hate going to work. You can wake up and love what you're doing, and you can make a lot of money doing that. We're not taught that. We teach, go to school, go to college, do this. You don't have to go to college, first of all. That's a myth. That's not true. That's another systematic setup. So I think that we need to teach our kids that, along with how to get businesses and things like that. If your child tell you they want to color, then you need to be investing in art shit. You know, if they need to start their own art business or they need to do what they really love to do, you don't have to go to college. That's not what you need to do. That shit is bullshit. Okay.
But it really depends on what you want to do. Like, I really want to be a social worker. It's no way possible I can get any kind of social worker job without a degree.
So I went to college.
It really depends.
I went to college.
Your own business.
I'm a social worker, and I feel like if I would have had the knowledge that I have now when I was in high school, I would have taken a total different path. I went to college because that was my way out of the ghetto, and I was taught that was a ticket to be something, and that is false. Do I want to help people? Absolutely. Do I need a degree to do it? Absolutely fucking not.
But you need a degree to make money doing it.
No, you don't.
So give me your job. So I can drop out of school.
So let me explain. Let me explain what I was trying to say. If in high school I would have started making money, investing my money, saving my money, and flipping my money, which white people do, then I could have bought a fucking nonprofit and helped people the way that I wanted to help people. But because we are black and we don't have that knowledge, I got caught into an educational trap. And because I did graduate from undergrad, the next step is a master's, and that is how we're taught to make money. But if you think of big corporations like Sallie Mae, or like the banks, or like the Big Brother institutes, them motherfuckers didn't go to college. They bought their business. And not only did they buy their business, they bought their business. They bought the person to write their grant. So not only are they getting grant money, but they're also flipping their money at non-profit organizations. So yes, you could have did what you wanted to do without going to college.
That's what I was ready
But
to say.
unfortunately, we didn't have that.
Yeah, we did.
So yeah, so that's what I think about.
It's just a matter of rethinking and
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. But I'm excited that I do have the knowledge now, and I am trying to pass that down to my daughter. Another issue that we have, even as millennials, is that as we grow and all of this wealth of knowledge, it's hard to teach. It's hard to give that information to your kid because it was never taught to you. So you're just now obtaining all of this information, and you're like, fuck, I got all of this new stuff in my head that I know I need to practice it in my everyday life, but how do I get this information in my kid? Because we still have the systems that are fighting against us. The school systems are fighting against us. So they're teaching our kids one thing. We want them to learn another. We can't just take them out and homeschool them, because then how the hell we going to pay the bills and the rent and the debt that we're already in trying to get out of? So it's an ongoing battle.
What aspect are you saying is hard to teach? Because I don't understand what you mean.
For example, my daughter's 8. So my idea of teaching her about credit and about saving and about wealth and all of those things are doing stuff like giving her an allowance, telling her to save half of it, telling her to buy, just certain things. But I know that I'm not doing it right. I know that the information isn't transferring because I can see it in her everyday practice. And it's counterproductive because I'm trying hard to educate her, and then she goes to school and she learns other things, and then she goes around family who doesn't have the same wealth of knowledge that I have. And it's like, it's a
light nigga, dark nigga, faux nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, poor nigga, house nigga, field nigga, still nigga.